Hello and welcome to the video, guys. So we're going to be taking a look at two LTTB games, and of course on the second game I'm going to show you the three mark game in the LTTB. It took me a little while, but we finally got past that sticking point, and I was able to finally three mark this vehicle, and the last game pretty much took us up a whole percent. So keep in mind this mark right now, the percentage is showing you what the mark is at right now, so it might look a little strange because it's going to be adding what I have now to what I'm having in these games. But we did mark it at around, I think it's like 95. I think we got an extra 5/100ths or 7/100ths of a percent, so it was fairly close. But the second game is going to be on Westfield, guys. I will show you that one, obviously, but I'd like to show you this one first as well, because I played this last night and I happened to see Weewat in here. He wasn't streaming. He was with a couple of his people from his Javelin clan, I believe it is. And I also saw Shadow, who I've played with multiple times with both Weewat and Sturgy. And they're all in here, so they were all playing together, I suppose. It's possible that Shadow, I believe he goes by Northman, just happened to be also in the game with them, because I see three of these guys from Javelin in here, it looks like. 1, 2, and one of them just died. So you can only have 3 people in a platoon. But in any case, all these guys are in here, and I know that Weewat has my back because he's playing Artie, and he plays a lot of Artie, but he's good. He's a good Artie player, right? So I actually had a very good game with these people in the game, and I figured I would just feature it for you as the first one here. It might be a kind of a long video, but you guys know you can always skip ahead. This is YouTube that it's going to be on. So we're poking up. I see the Shard here. I'm able to get a shot into him, and we did spot, I think, 1 or 2 people over in this area, like the T-32 and stuff, and we're just going to keep poking in this area. I don't see an immediate threat yet, and until I do, I usually will stay in this area, because what happens is you usually spot a lot of people in this area. Udez is poking out now. We have a shot in the Udez. I unfortunately bounce him as well, just kind of 2 unlucky shots there, in my opinion. You know, maybe one of them should bounce, but I think the other one probably should have gone in. But it happens, guys. This is RNG, and yeah, I mean, we can only do so much, right? So I'm going to try and just put some blind shots into this guy's area. I do have the APCRs loaded, and I'd like to note that if you guys are going to 3-mark your vehicles, man, you really have to go all out. You're going to have to load APCRs. In this case, I just had them loaded and basically forgot. But you are going to want to load a good amount of APCRs, and on top of that, I would recommend at least throwing 1 piece of bounty equipment on your vehicle. You know, you need to set your vehicle up to maximize all its strengths if you're going to be 3-marking the vehicle, because again, you're talking about 95th percentile for assist damage and damage over the last 14 days compared to like everybody else, I believe is how it is calculated. So when you're trying to get that 3-mark, you need all that little extra bit, you know. So just keep that in mind if you're getting discouraged and you're trying to 3-mark a vehicle and maybe you don't even have 100% crew or anything. Like, good luck, man, because everybody that is 3-marking these vehicles is running 100% crew, you know, multiple skilled crew, probably 1 or 2 pieces of bounty equipment or improved equipment on their setup, and that's how you're getting it, guys. You truly, like, you really need all the help you can get. Unless you are a fantastic player, it's very, very challenging. I mean, I've seen people attempt to mark vehicles without even using ammo. I don't know how they do that, but if you're that good at the game, I guess you can go for it, right? Udez is appearing again, and at this point, we're just waiting things out here. I'm going to get 1 shot into the Waffle Panzer. He's backing down. Someone else gets a shot into him. I get more spotting damage. We're at 3k spotting, and this is a good game. It's going in the right direction. And by the way, we had this game, I want to say it was like 2 or 3 games before the actual 3-mark game on Westfield. At this point, I'm going to make pressure here. The even 90 is being, you know, a little wuss, as I would be doing the same exact thing, sitting in that bush there, and just kind of waiting for something to happen. But He gets 2 shots into me. It's not really changing that much. I still have 600 HP, which means I'm more than likely not going to be a one-shot to pretty much everybody on the map, except maybe like BZ-176 or like a Waffle Panzer if he hits me with HE or something like that, you know what I mean? Unless he's running the big gun. So it's just something to keep in mind, like always be mindful of your HP, but in this situation, I think with 600 HP, we should still be all right to take one more shot from someone, at the least, right? So Char is pushing in. This is actually a good play on his part because he has the clip and he's able to clip out the UDES. And yeah, I know I'm still lit here, so I know the even is back in this area again. And I think this is very an aggressive play on his part. Like if it were me, I wouldn't try to return to that bush once you see like Char and T-34-3 up here, because I'm not even the one that lit him. I believe it was the Char. Could have also been the T-34-3, but a risky play on his part to make that play, and you know, he did it and it kind of worked, and you can see here that I clearly don't know how to drive this vehicle, but sometimes things are weird with the traverse and stuff, man. I won't lie to you guys, like you're trying to turn the vehicle and you're just on all these like, you're on this weird terrain or on this, you know, angled surfaces where the tank just doesn't want to turn that well. I'm trying to spot the Panzer here. Conqueror is ready for me though. He's literally camping this corner, which I find really dumb because, in my opinion, if this guy helped push with the heavies, they might have been able to clear out like this T-832 over here or something. But he's camping this corner because he sees that people are coming this way on the map. And I mean, I guess you can go either way there. Like, you know, I'm clicking on him just to make sure everyone's aware of this. But honestly, if I were him, I'd be trying to, with how powerful the Conqueror is, I would be trying to still win this area of the map. But again, I mean, I think either way, he makes this play. Like if he goes south or he tries to defend north, it's probably going to be okay for him either way. But it's just my opinion. Like, I feel like you shouldn't be coming back quite just yet. But it is what it is. We are going to reposition here, and what I'm going to do is you can actually sneak through this little area right here. I do it in the even, but the LTTB can throw its butt up in the air around this rock as well, and you can get here with pretty much any light tank, and you just sit in this bush. And the reason why I'm not pushing in is because I'm now a one-shot after the Conqueror hit me, right? I said that we could take one more shot, we did, and now we can't. So we're at 171 HP, and at this point, I want to try and push in and spot anybody in this area, but it's too risky. If I take one shot, I'm dead, and when you're attempting to 3-mark the vehicle, again, keep in mind that we hadn't 3-marked this vehicle yet. This is taking data from now that I've 3-marked it and adding it. So we didn't have the 3-mark yet, and what I have to do is just sit here and kind of try and milk spotting damage and damage as much as possible. Unfortunately, this is what you have to do when you're trying to 3-mark a vehicle. A lot of your play is not going to be toxic because you're trying to add spotting damage and add damage to your game, and you would think that a lot of times you wouldn't want to make a toxic play in order to do that. But there are times where like you might need to cap, and like if we had to try and cap the base right now, like say the base was right here, I wouldn't be capping it. I would make that decision to be somewhat toxic, and like when you're this close, guys, to the 3-mark, sometimes you just have to make these plays. It's unfortunate, but it's the reality. If you want to 3-mark the vehicle, you might have to make a toxic play here or there. We're able to spot the Arty though, and I'm able to hit this guy with an HE shell for 306, and you know, that's also helping the mark. But at this point, I'm still not going to push in because I don't know where the Char is. He could be camping this corner. Chances are likely that he's still here, but he could be camping this corner, and you just don't know. I need to milk this for every little, you know, shot of damage or someone else's shot of spotting damage, right? And I'm telling you, you would think that a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, you wouldn't be playing toxic to get a mark, but there are those 1 times out of 10 like this where you have to just sit like and just wait, and I'm waiting for these guys to push in. Luckily it worked. Shadow is over here, and also Zephead from the Javelin clan, and we still have Weewat in the back playing Arty. So I know we're in good hands here. Char gets lit. As soon as Char gets lit, I'm going now, because now I know it's just him and the Arty, and if these guys are going to have trouble with him, I can flank him. They're able to clean him up, and now I'm just going to go for Arty. But hopefully you guys can understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. As soon as the Char's spotted and I know where he is, I'm moving. I'm not sitting there any longer wasting, you know, my time or anyone else's. But we're able to, you know, finally get the cleanup kill on Artie there. We did 792 damage, 32-36 assist, and yeah, what a fun game this was to play with Northman and Weewat and a couple of his buddies. So there you go, guys. That's the first game with Weewat and crew, and I thought it was a good game to show you guys. We're going to take a look quick at the end plates, and then after the next battle, we'll take a look at the stats and everything going on here. Nothing was blind here. I'm going to get through this pretty quickly, guys. You can pause if you'd like, just so we can get to the next video. And there's your end plates for the first one. So we're going to close all windows on here, pop this out, and we're going to go for the 3-mark game. I don't want to spoil anything yet, so, you know, it was a win. Like, I'm just going to spoil that for you guys. It was a win. We absolutely demolished this team. You will only need to see like the first 2 minutes of the game to know that we absolutely stomped this team. But I really had a lot of fun at the end of this game. You'll see kind of what happens here at the end. I might even put it on the free replay just so you can see what happens from like a bird's eye view, because it was pretty freaking hilarious, man. But we're going to take a look at this replay, guys. This is going to be the official 3-mark game. So in the end plates, you will see the 3rd mark. And dude, this tank has been trolling me for the longest time. Like the LTTB, in my opinion, is one of the easier tanks to 3-mark at tier 8 because the expected values are not that high. I find that the LT432 is like probably the hardest, because with this vehicle, it's so powerful in most maps because it actually has turret armor and stuff like that and good concealment and all this, that it's actually very difficult to mark that tank. I think I've gotten it up to close to 90%, but I haven't gotten past that. So here we go, guys. We're going to be on Westfield, and if you guys know me, you know that I love Westfield. I think this map is very balanced. I enjoy the map quite a bit. It's got a lot of foliage, you know. It's got this huge like ridge line in the middle. Well, I guess these would technically be the ridge lines, but you know what I mean. It's got like this valley in the middle, and if you're fancy with playing a light tank, you can use these trees over here to your advantage, and you can also use the A or K0 corner to your advantage. And if you kind of know how to do this, you know, you're gonna have good games on Westfield. So again, you have this whole area here, but I would say it's more difficult to spot this from this side. I only go here when I'm on the other spawn, just because of the way the terrain kind of works and the way it is over here. Like, it's hard to explain, but once you understand the map, you'll understand what I mean. You know, from here, you don't really have as much of an angle, in my opinion, or a good bush to spot people in this area. If you guys do find one, let me know, but I haven't really found one. I find that it's easier from here because you only have to get right here and then your vision is straight across, right? Whereas over here, like, if you get into here, you're still kind of blocked by like some trees and stuff. It's just weird, man. I hope you guys understand this. It's just the way the map works and the way the trees are and stuff like that. Like, you see how there's a lot more trees in this area than there is right here, so it's just a vision thing, and hopefully this is understandable. So Comet is sitting here. I'd like to think that it's likely that the T92, or yeah, T92 didn't come this way, only because I didn't light him. However, he has very good concealment, so you can't necessarily make that assumption yet. So I'm going to stay here for now, and kind of assess the situation until Lorraine comes all the way up, and now I know that it's safe. And this is a mistake on the T92's part, actually, because now I can get into this area, and you could sit right here, and you have this whole line of trees, plus a thing of bushes right here, if you can see the bushes. And you're safe to make this play. Now watch, you can pull up like this, and you will see just a massive amount of red come into vision here. Tanks just kind of keep rolling in this area. It's the Comet here, yeah, and that's what I'm thinking. All right, man, it's just a Comet. Like, I don't know where the rest of these guys are. And then out of nowhere, guys just start rolling in left and right, and you will see that. But the Lorraine made an excellent play to take this position. We have 122 TM, we have AT-15A. I'm trying to see if I can get a shot into one of these guys by going solid bush. Again, guys, if you pull back 15 meters from the bush and you see that the bush is no longer see-through, that is when you are safe, so to speak, to take your shot, because the bush is no longer losing its concealment value, or its camo value, right? So keep that in mind. This is just simple, you know, mechanics of the game and how it works. Now look at T92, look at F6 here. you will see that the T92 has been lit in this area. So I believe I do click on that or something just to let people know, like, look, this is where this guy is. And yeah, we're still getting spotting damage on the Viper. We're still getting spotting damage on the AT-15A. I'm thinking maybe I can try and take a shot at the AT-15A, but at this point, I'm getting all the spotting damage anyway, pretty much, so I'm not too concerned with it. You know, these guys are able to, you know, do quite a bit of damage here, especially on the AT-15A with, I guess they're shooting gold rounds or whatever. But I try and take, I think, one here at the AT-15A, maybe. Try and get a tracking shot into him there, not penned, so. So we're going to pull up again, guys, and at this point, like I said, the first few minutes of the game, you're already going to know it's 9-0. Like, this is a clear victory. We've won the north, you know, west, whatever you want to call this, and all these guys are now going to be pushing down like this. So at this point, this is my thought process during this game, if you're wondering. I see it's 9-0. I see the T92 is here. I see that most of these guys are here. It leaves the JP and the T25AT unlit, and they're likely somewhere in this area, if I had to guess, right? In this circle, which would be like in this area with where my mouse is. At this point, I'm running in. I want to relight all of these guys as my team is pushing. I think I might have went maybe 5 seconds too early, but as my team is pushing, I want them to then, as soon as they get to this ridgeline, right here, I want them to be aware of what's in front of them. So I'm going to make this play to run up, try and stay lit or unlit as long as I can from the Comet. And then I'm going to pull up like this, and I'm lit here. AT-15A, T-25AT is actually back here, and JP is here. I don't know if I spotted him or not, but I'm going to run down like this and dodge all these shells. And guys, we're just going to take a look at this from this view. Look at the way I'm running around all these guys. AT-15A, 122TM, T-25AT. We're running. We're smacking a shot to the T-25AT. We're turning back around again to try and avoid a shot from the JP. And yeah, look at this, man. T92 is here, AT-15A is here, JP is here, and all my guys are just now coming over the ridgeline. Like the Tigers here, they're getting ready to take their shots, but I also have the guys over here. So we basically, everybody that's left on their team is right here, and I'm in the middle of it all, if you see this. And this is my thought process. This is what I want to happen. I want all these guys to come after me so I can get the spotting damage and kind of play ring around the rosy, so to speak, with one of them or whatever. So watch what happens here. We're going to try and take a shot into the T92. I'm coming around. I ram this guy for 239, and then what I'm going to do is slide behind the AT-15A. Check this out. I come behind the AT-15A. This limits shots for... Well, they were able to clean up the, I wasn't aware of this at the time because this is all happening within like seconds, right? They were able to clean up the 122 TM here, I suppose. And now we're behind the AT-15A. Now look at how I'm doing this. I'm literally using, and this is another strategy that you could use, guys, to try and help your game as much as possible, right? So just so you can see, I have 294 HP right now. And I decide to use the AT-15A as hard cover, right? Like, you could do this. This is a really effective play to do when people are like trying to swarm you and you're trying to get as much damage as possible. A lot of people, I guess, know they can do this, but they just don't think to do it. It's very, very effective. You literally just go right to the backside of an enemy TD, and likely what they're going to do, because I would say pretty much every single player is either just going to sit there or they're going to try and back up. They're just going to back into you so that I guess you can't really move that much or whatever. Or they'll just go forward. But then if they go forward, then they're going to want to turn, and then you can kind of still like stay with them. Hopefully you guys can understand what I'm saying here. But anyway, we're kind of hiding. We bounced the JP because he has a weird angle here or something, I guess. And then we're able to clean up the AT-15A, and now we're running away from the T-32. T-32 ends up finally getting a cleanup shot into me, and now everyone is going to clean up the T-32. You can see all the shots going everywhere, man. And yeah, that's the game, guys. So hopefully you don't mind the freak hammer, but I thought it would be very amusing just to show you what was going on here from a bird's eye view. We ended up with 4571 spotting, 857 damage, and that's the game, guys. 15-2, right? An absolute stomp on Westfield. I'm not surprised with, you know, this is the way matchmaking is nowadays, but it's good that we were on the winning team because we were able to take advantage of this situation to the fullest, in my opinion. And yeah, we ended up getting the 3 mark. Again, this is not going to show you what it is now. I believe it's 95.07 or something like that. And that's it, guys. Let's quickly take a look at the templates. We'll quickly take a look at the stats because I know this video is getting pretty long. We're at almost 20 minutes. But here we go, guys. Here's the 3 mark game. The templates for it. Check this out. We 3 marked it. We did apply this. It was 5,052 spotting after everything, 857 damage. We did get that badge, and we were top by experience. The damage is not really relevant here because we didn't have really time to do damage, but we're probably somewhere in the middle. And this guy who plays in the T92, I've seen him a couple times before. He's a very good player in light tanks, so I'm sure he gave it his all. But dude, this is another example of why your win rate cannot be 100%, right? The way the matchmaking works, like there's no way, even if this guy copied himself a couple times onto the team, I bet you they still would have lost this game. So just another example, guys, of how the matchmaking works. You can't win them all. You just do the best you can. He did. He played a great game. He did over 1,000 damage and some spotting. And here we go, guys. We only fired 6 shots. We hit 4 of them. We penned 3. Game was only 5 minutes long. We died just before that. 5K spotting. And there you go. I had this thing set up with CVS, low noise exhaust, bounty, low noise exhaust, optics, optical calibration, and yeah, crew was fairly stacked over here, though I wasn't running Brothers in Arms. And if you're looking to play this vehicle, it's not a bad vehicle. Just compared to the LT432, it's worse in pretty much every single category, right? Not drastically worse, but slightly worse. The only thing I think this thing has going for it is it's a little more accurate. The gun, I will say the gun is accurate for a light tank. Technically, it took me 407 battles to 3 mark this thing, but I was playing this tank a long time ago. Nowadays, I will play a tank and from the start, basically, try and go for marks. But 407 battles, guys, 57% win rate, and we were averaging 1,015 damage. At the time of 3 marking this vehicle. So there you go. Let's quickly take a look at the stats here, and I'm going to show you, I just want to show you in the Hall of Fame, look where I was, guys, in this vehicle. We were 7th by damage, and I know not a lot of people play this vehicle, but we were 7th by damage and also by like W&8, I guess. We're 98th percentile by damage. I was playing this vehicle so freaking well, man. And if I didn't 3 mark this tank, I was gonna lose it, man. Like, look at where we are in these rankings, man. This guy is always at the top of certain tanks, man. Like, this guy is insane. I don't know how people get this good. I don't think they're cheating. They're just that good at the game. Like, this is ridiculous, man. Look at this guy. And sometimes I think I'm good, right? But anyway, guys, that's it. We'll quickly take a look at the very end here, just the main stats for the LTTB, so I can go over that real quick. So at the point of 3 marking this vehicle, we were averaging 2259 W&8, a 56.76 win rate, 1.16 damage ratio, 1.30 KD ratio. Obviously, the kills per game is not that important in a light tank. Again, 1,015 damage per game averaged. This is the experience we were averaging, the spots. You guys can see everything here, but I feel like I should just show you this real quick. And here's all the awards that we got. I did actually get a high caliber in this vehicle, 2 top guns. We got 11 patrol duties. 1 was in that game, and that's it, guys. I think I've showed you everything I wanted to show you in this replay. It's been quite long, but I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching, guys. Again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I always say this, please subscribe. It's free. It helps me out, helps the videos be recommended more. Like, comment, subscribe, guys. Do all that good stuff for me. It helps me out because I don't get paid for this. I'm doing it for free. I'm just doing it to help you guys out, and I want you guys to enjoy the videos, and I want other people to be able to enjoy the videos as well, right? So we're going to add this to the 3 MOE here. Here's everything that I've 3 marked so far. If you guys have any tank recommendations, also feel free to let me know and I will give them a shot, though I really only play light tanks for 3 marks. I don't think I can 3 mark anything that isn't a light tank, except if it's like a tier 5 medium like the Cavalier, which is basically the easiest tank to 3 mark in the game. Catch you guys for the next one. Bye-bye now.